Greetings, narrative travelers. Let's continue our essential journey through the vast expanse of Star Wars novels. Following the introspective depths of Mace Windu, The Glass Abyss, where we explored the inner vulnerabilities of a Jedi Master, we now shift our focus to a grander scale, a tale of exploration and unforeseen consequences. Timothy Zahn's Outbound Flight. Where The Glass Abyss examined internal struggles, Outbound Flight broadens our horizons, venturing into the mysteries of the unknown regions and laying groundwork for future conflicts that will ripple through the galaxy. This is a crucial piece of the puzzle, revealing ambitions and threats that will have profound implications for the Jedi Order and the Republic. If you're enjoying these types of videos, please consider a like and subscribe. They help bring these discussions to those that seek a path through the labyrinth of Star Wars literature. Synopsis: Outbound Flight chronicles the ambitious and ultimately tragic expedition led by the visionary Jedi Master Jorah Sabayoth. Driven by a desire to seek out and study potential threats beyond the unknown galaxy, Sabayoth gathers a diverse group of Jedi scientists and explorers. Their destination: the unknown regions. The novel details the initial optimism and collaborative spirit of the Outbound Flight project, showcasing the Jedi's willingness to explore the unknown. However, their journey is fraught with peril, from navigating the treacherous hyperspace routes of the unknown regions to encountering hostile alien species. Crucially, Outbound Flight introduces a younger Mithron Yoroto, the Chiss officer who would later become the formidable Grand Admiral Thrawn. His interactions with the Jedi aboard the Outbound Flight offer a fascinating early glimpse into his strategic brilliance and his complex relationship with the Republic. The novel subtly foreshadows the future conflicts between the Republic and the Chiss Ascendancy, hinting at a misunderstanding and potential alliances that lie ahead. The story culminates in a devastating encounter that underscores the dangers lurking in the unknown regions and the unforeseen consequences of Sabayoth's ambition. Outbound Flight serves as a poignant reminder that even the best intentions, venturing into the unknown, can unleash forces that are far beyond comprehension and control. Why it's an essential read. Exploring the unknown regions. This novel provides a rare and detailed glimpse into the enigmatic unknown regions, a vast and mysterious expanse that will play a significant role in later narratives. It expands the scope of the Star Wars galaxy beyond the familiar. Introducing Thrawn's origins. Outbound Flight offers the first chronological meeting between Thrawn and the Jedi, providing crucial context for his later interactions with the Republic and the New Republic. It showcases his early strategic thinking and his nuanced perspective on galactic affairs. The ambition of Jorah Sabayoth. The novel delves into the character of Jorah Sabayoth, highlighting his brilliance and his underlying hubris. His actions and fate of the Outbound Flight have lasting repercussions within the Star Wars universe. Foreshadowing future conflicts. Outbound Flight subtly plants the seeds for future conflicts, introducing the Grisk and hinting at the complexities of the Chiss Ascendancy. It enriches the overall tapestry of the Star Wars saga. The perils of exploration. The story serves as a cautionary tale about the potential dangers of venturing into the unknown without fully understanding the risks. It underscores the vastness and unpredictability of the galaxy. And Zahn's masterful storytelling. Timothy Zahn, renowned for his contributions to the Star Wars universe, crafts a compelling and intricate narrative that seamlessly blends exploration, intrigue, and character development. His writing brings the unknown regions and its inhabitants to life. And connecting to the Thrawn Ascendancy trilogy. For those who have read or plan to read the more recent Thrawn trilogy or the Thrawn Ascendancy trilogy, Outbound Flight provides essential backstory and context for Thrawn's early life and motivations. Outbound Flight is a journey into uncharted space. It's an exploration of ambition, the complexities of first contact, and the unforeseen consequences that can ripple across the galaxy. It introduces key players and lays the foundation for future narratives, enriching our understanding of the forces at play beyond the familiar boundaries of the Republic. To truly appreciate the depth and interconnectedness of both canon and legends, this voyage into the unknown regions is an essential undertaking. Continuing our exploration of essential Star Wars novels, we now turn our attention to E.K. Johnston's Queen's Shadow. Following the grand yet ultimately tragic expedition of Timothy Zahn's Outbound Flight, Queen's Shadow offers a starkly different but equally vital perspective on the galaxy's trajectory. Where Outbound Flight showcased ambitious plans reaching far into the unknown and encountering unforeseen threats, Queen's Shadow brings the focus back to the core of the Republic, revealing the internal political landscape that will be increasingly vulnerable to the very dangers hinted at in Zahn's novel. Queen's Shadow meticulously details the years immediately following Padme Amidala's impactful reign as the young Queen of Naboo and her subsequent, often challenging, transition to representing her homeworld in the Galactic Senate. This narrative expertly navigates the complexities of this shift, revealing the unique pressures and expectations placed upon a former monarch entering the often cynical world of Republic politics, a world whose weaknesses will be exploited by the very kind of unknown threats Sabaoth sought to understand. The story thoroughly examines Padme's sharp intellect, her unwavering commitment to the democratic ideals she championed on Naboo, and her burgeoning awareness of the pervasive corruption and intricate power dynamics that define the Senate. We witness her strategic mind at work as she learns to forge crucial alliances with other senators who share her commitment to justice, and we observe her gradual mastery of the delicate and often treacherous art of political maneuvering, a skill set vital for survival and effectiveness in this new arena, an arena increasingly compromised from within, even as external dangers loom. Queen's Shadow also dedicates significant attention to the enduring and deeply significant bond between Padme and her loyal handmaidens. The narrative further develops their individual personalities and highlights their continued, unwavering support as Padme embarks on this new chapter in her public life. Their unique dynamic, built on profound trust and shared purpose, becomes an integral aspect of Padme's strategies and her ability to navigate the often treacherous political waters of Coruscant. The novel underscores the strength she draws from these relationships and the vital role her handmaidens play in her success, a microcosm of all the alliances and loyalties that will be tested on a galactic scale. Through Johnston's nuanced prose, the novel provides invaluable context for Padme's character as we see her portrayed in the prequel trilogy. It illustrates the development of her formidable political acumen, her steadfast commitment to principles of justice and diplomacy, and the quiet determination that will characterize her actions, even as the ominous shadow of the Sith begins to lengthen across the Republic, a threat operating in the very heart of the system Sabaoth sought to defend against external dangers. Queen's Shadow actively shapes our understanding of the woman who will become a senator, a rebel, and the mother of legends. Her journey a direct counterpoint to the outward-looking, ultimately doomed mission of the Outbound Flight. Why it's an essential read, especially following Outbound Flight. Internal vulnerability after external focus. Following Outbound Flight's exploration of potential external threats in the unknown regions, Queen's Shadow pivots to the internal vulnerabilities of the Republic. It highlights the political decay and manipulation that will make the Republic susceptible to the very dangers Sabaoth sought to prevent, showing the threat can come from within as well as without. The cost of complacency. While Outbound Flight showcases a proactive, albeit flawed attempt to address potential threats, Queen's Shadow reveals the growing complacency and self-interest within the Republic's core. This internal weakness will have dire consequences, directly contrasting with the ambition, however misguided, of the Outbound Flight. Seeds of future conflict. Padme's growing awareness of corruption and injustice in the Senate foreshadows the very conflicts that will erupt into the Clone Wars, a galaxy-wide conflagration that will dwarf the isolated tragedy of the Outbound Flight, yet will be enabled by the internal decay Johnston portrays. a different kind of exploration. While Outbound Flight explores physical unknowns, Queen's Shadow delves into the complexities of political landscapes and personal growth within a known, yet increasingly treacherous environment. Both novels explore uncharted territory in their own way, highlighting different facets of the Republic's state. The human element amidst galactic threats. After the grand scale of Outbound Flight, Queen's Shadow grounds the narrative in the personal journey of a key figure. Padme's struggles and development provide a human anchor point as we witness the systemic weaknesses that will ultimately contribute to the galaxy's larger turmoil, a turmoil that the failure of the Outbound Flight will only exacerbate. Queen's Shadow meticulously illuminates a pivotal and often overlooked period in Padme Amidala's life, revealing the significant development of her political abilities, the enduring strength of her personal convictions, and the profound importance of her relationships, all set against the backdrop of growing internal instability within the Republic, a stark contrast to the outward-bound ambitions of the Outbound Flight. It adds substantial depth and nuance to a character whose influence on the Star Wars saga is undeniable, providing essential context for her journey and enriching our appreciation for the complexities of the prequel era and the multifaceted threats facing the galaxy. We now turn to Cavan Scott's Dooku Jedi Lost. Following E.K. Johnston's Queen's Shadow, which illuminated the growing internal complexities and potential for corruption within the Republic Senate, Dooku Jedi Lost delves into the personal history of a figure whose disillusionment with that very Republic will have profound and galaxy-altering consequences. Where Queen's Shadow showed the systemic weaknesses, Dooku Jedi Lost explores the individual journey that leads a once idealistic Jedi to become a key architect of its downfall. Synopsis: Dooku Jedi Lost unfolds through a compelling narrative structure, primarily presented as audio files discovered by Asajj Ventress. These recordings reveal the intricate backstory of Count Dooku, tracing his path from a respected Jedi Master and former Padawan of Yoda to his eventual descent into Sith Lordship. The novel meticulously explores Dooku's early life, his rigorous Jedi training, and his close relationships with other prominent Jedi, including his Padawan Qui-Gon Jinn and his friend Sifo-Dyas. We witness his intellectual brilliance, his charisma, and his initial unwavering faith in the Jedi Order and the Republic it serves. As the narrative progresses, the audio files chronicle Dooku's growing unease with the Republic's bureaucracy, its inherent corruption, and its perceived inability to address the injustices he witnesses across the galaxy. These frustrations are compounded by his disillusionment with the Jedi Council's perceived inaction and their adherence to tradition, even in the face of mounting evidence of darkness. Dooku Jedi Lost directly connects to the themes subtly introduced in Queen's Shadow. Padme's burgeoning awareness of the Senate's flaws mirrors Dooku's own escalating disillusionment with the Republic as a whole. The novel reveals the personal cost of witnessing the very systemic weaknesses that Padme begins to confront, demonstrating how such corruption can erode even the most steadfast ideals. The story culminates in the pivotal events that lead to Dooku's departure from the Jedi Order and his eventual embrace of the Sith, orchestrated by Darth Sidious. It provides crucial context for his motivations in the prequel trilogy, revealing the intellectual and philosophical underpinnings of his turn to the dark side, a turn fueled, in part, by the very Republic Padme struggles to navigate in Queen's Shadow. Why it's an essential read following Queen's Shadow. The personal cost of systemic corruption. Following Queen's Shadow's depiction of the Senate's flaws, Dooku Jedi Lost reveals the profound personal impact of such corruption on an individual within the Jedi Order, illustrating how systemic issues can lead to radical personal change. The erosion of ideals. Just as Padme grapples with the compromises necessary to operate within the Senate, Dooku Jedi Lost showcases the gradual erosion of Dooku's initial Jedi ideals as he witnesses the Republic's shortcomings firsthand, providing a stark counterpoint to Padme's continued, though challenged, idealism. Understanding the Separatist movement's roots. Dooku's disillusionment, as detailed in this novel, provides crucial context for the rise of the Separatist movement, the very conflict that will engulf the Republic Padme strives to protect. His personal grievances stem, in part, from the same systemic issues Padme begins to recognize. A Jedi's perspective on Republic flaws. While Queen's Shadow offers a senator's perspective on the Republic's failings, Dooku Jedi Lost provides the critical viewpoint of a highly respected Jedi Master, adding another layer to our understanding of the Republic's pre-war state. Connecting personal and political. The novel masterfully connects Dooku's personal journey of disillusionment with the broader political landscape depicted in Queen's Shadow, showing how individual experiences can be shaped by and contribute to larger systemic issues. And Scott's narrative innovation. Cavan Scott's use of the audio log format creates a compelling and intimate way to explore Dooku's internal struggles and the external events that shape his choices, offering a unique narrative experience compared to the more traditional structure of Queen's Shadow. Dooku Jedi Lost provides a crucial and deeply personal perspective on the very systemic weaknesses within the Republic that Padme Amidala begins to navigate in Queen's Shadow. It reveals the intellectual and emotional journey of a once respected Jedi Master, whose disillusionment with the Republic's corruption ultimately leads him down a dark path, setting the stage for the galaxy-wide conflict that Padme will desperately try to prevent. Understanding Dooku's fall is essential for comprehending the prequel's trajectory, and this novel offers a vital link between the personal and the political forces at play. Setting the stage for our final entry today is Alan Dean Foster's The Approaching Storm. Following Cavan Scott's Dooku Jedi Lost, which meticulously charted the personal disillusionment of a once idealistic Jedi, leading to his embrace of the dark side, The Approaching Storm shifts our focus to the escalating tensions and political maneuvering that directly precede the outbreak of the Clone Wars, the very conflict Dooku's transformation helped to ignite. Where Dooku Jedi Lost explored the why of a Jedi's fall, The Approaching Storm illuminates how the galaxy teetered on the brink of war, showcasing the systemic failures and manipulative forces that Dooku came to despise. Synopsis. The Approaching Storm plunges us directly into the fraught political climate of the Republic in the lead-up to Attack of the Clones. The narrative centers around a diplomatic mission to the planet Ancion, a world whose potential secession could have significant ramifications for the already fracturing Republic. Jedi Master Obi-Wan Kenobi and his Padawan Anakin Skywalker are tasked with negotiating with the Ancionians, a mission complicated by the presence of Separatist agitators and the subtle manipulations of Count Dooku himself. The novel vividly portrays the growing distrust and polarization within the Republic's Senate, the very environment that fueled Dooku's departure from the Jedi Order. We witness the Separatist movement gaining momentum, exploiting the existing discontent and bureaucratic inertia that Dooku railed against in his recorded logs. The Ancion crisis becomes a microcosm of the larger galactic instability, showcasing the Republic's inability to effectively address the grievances that Dooku and others have highlighted. The Approaching Storm directly connects to the themes of Dooku Jedi Lost by illustrating the real-world consequences of the systemic issues Dooku identified. The Separatist tactics employed on Ancion echo the manipulative strategies orchestrated by Dooku and his Sith Master, Darth Sidious, the very figures whose rise was chronicled through Dooku's personal journey. The novel reveals how the seeds of discontent, nurtured by the Republic's flaws, are now blossoming into open defiance, a direct result of the path Dooku chose. Furthermore, the novel provides crucial character development for Obi-Wan and Anakin, showcasing their contrasting approaches to diplomacy and their growing awareness of the darkness gathering around them. a darkness directly linked to Dooku's fall and the movement he now leads. Their experiences on Ancion highlight the challenges faced by the Jedi in a republic rapidly sliding towards war. A war precipitated by the very disillusionment explored in the preceding novel. Why it's an essential read following Dooku Jedi Lost. External manifestation of internal decay. Following Dooku Jedi Lost explorations of the internal decay leading to Dooku's fall, the approaching storm showcases the external manifestation of that decay in the form of growing separatist movements and the Republic's weakening grip on its member worlds. The spread of discontent. The novel illustrates how the very discontent Dooku experienced and articulated is now spreading across the galaxy, fueling the separatist cause he has embraced. The Ancion crisis serves as a prime example of the widespread dissatisfaction with the Republic. Direct link to separatist tactics. The manipulative tactics and divisive strategies employed by the separatists on Ancion directly reflect the methods and goals of Count Dooku and Darth Sidious, whose alliance was the culmination of Dooku's personal journey in the previous novel. Jedi navigating a fracturing Republic. While Dooku Jedi Lost showed a Jedi leaving the Order due to the Republic's flaws, the approaching storm depicts Jedi actively trying to navigate and resolve the escalating crisis caused by those very flaws, highlighting the impossible position they are in. Building towards open conflict. The novel serves as a crucial bridge between the growing unease depicted in earlier novels and the full-scale conflict of the Clone Wars, a war directly initiated by the separatist movement Dooku now leads. The events on Ancion are a key step on this path to war. The approaching storm vividly illustrates the escalating tensions and political fracturing within the Republic, directly reflecting the systemic weaknesses and growing discontent that fueled Dooku's departure from the Jedi Order in the preceding novel. It showcases how the personal disillusionment of one influential figure can translate into widespread galactic instability, setting the stage for the devastating conflict that Dooku now embodies. Understanding the events on Ancion is crucial for grasping the immediate context leading into Attack of the Clones and the full weight of Dooku's choices. Finally, we arrive at a pivotal moment, the conflagration that irrevocably alters the destiny of the Republic. R.A. Salvatore's novelization of Star Wars Episode 2 Attack of the Clones. This entry serves as a nexus point, drawing together the threads of political intrigue, personal disillusionment, and foreshadowed conflict that have been carefully woven through the preceding essential novels. From the onset of Darth Bane's trilogy and the doctrine of the Rule of Two to Darth Plagueis' unwavering adherence to the Sith Grand Plan, even the brutal underworld glimpsed in Darth Maul Lockdown, where shadows danced with nascent Sith machinations, hinted at the larger game. From the early whispers of corruption that would later test Mace Windu in the Jedi Order, perhaps in ways echoing the unsettling mysteries of the Glass Abyss, to the political maneuvering surrounding Queen Amidala and Queen's Peril, and the subtle threats lurking in her Queen's shadow. The stage was being meticulously set, the escalating tensions chronicled in the approaching storm, alongside the trade disputes and veiled agendas exposed in Cloak of Deception, all led inexorably to the open conflict ignited in The Phantom Menace, where the first overt strike of the Sith in a millennium was felt. The complex relationship between Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan Kenobi explored in Master and Apprentice, a microcosm of the Jedi's internal dynamics, would soon be tested by the galaxy-wide chaos, while even the profound connection to the living force, a concept central to the living force, would be strained by the darkness rising, all orchestrated by the unseen menace, Darth Sidious. Synopsis. R.A. Salvatore's novelization of Attack of the Clones transcends the visual spectacle of the film, delving into the inner turmoil of its key players and providing a richer understanding of the galaxy hurtling towards war. The narrative follows Obi-Wan Kenobi's investigation into the attempted assassination of Senator Padme Amidala, a quest that uncovers a burgeoning separatist movement led by the charismatic former Jedi Master Count Dooku, whose descent was meticulously chronicled in Dooku Jedi Lost, revealing the intellectual and philosophical underpinnings of his rebellion against the Republic he once served. Obi-Wan's investigation leads him to the mysterious planet Camino, and the discovery of a massive clone army being secretly created for the Republic, a development that echoes the strategic military thinking and potential for unforeseen consequences explored in Zahn's Outbound Flight, where ambitious projects yielded both promise and peril. The very existence of this army raises ethical questions and hints at the level of manipulation that harkens back to the subtle orchestrations of Darth Sidious, unveiled in Lucino's Darth Plagueis and Cloak of Deception. Anakin's internal struggles with his growing power and his attachments, themes subtly foreshadowed in Brooks's novelization of The Phantom Menace through Qui-Gon Jinn's concerns about the young Jedi's emotional state, become increasingly central to the narrative. The novelization expands upon the political machinations within the Senate, the very body Padme navigated with increasing unease in Queen's Shadow, revealing how Dooku's separatist movement gains traction by exploiting the very corruption and bureaucratic inertia that fueled his own disillusionment in Dooku Jedi Lost. The Ancien crisis depicted in The Approaching Storm, where separatist agitators sought to destabilize the Republic, now escalates into a full-blown secessionist movement, demonstrating the widespread discontent Dooku's ideology has ignited. The climactic battle on Geonosis, a direct consequence of Obi-Wan's investigation and the culmination of the escalating tensions depicted in The Approaching Storm, marks the true beginning of the Clone Wars, the galaxy-wide conflict that was subtly foreshadowed by the dangers encountered in the unknown regions in Outbound Flight, and directly enabled by the systemic weaknesses of the Republic highlighted in Queen's Shadow and the personal fall of Dooku in Dooku Jedi Lost. Why it's an essential read that connects the works from Path of Destruction up to it. The culmination of political intrigue. Attack of the Clones directly showcases the fruition of the long-term Sith strategies unveiled in Darth Plagueis and Cloak of Deception. Palpatine's manipulations, subtly orchestrated from the shadows, now lead to open conflict, exploiting the very political vulnerabilities Padme navigated in Queen's Shadow. The legacy of disillusionment. Dooku's pivotal role as the leader of the Separatist movement is given deeper context, directly stemming from the personal disillusionment meticulously explored in Dooku Jedi Lost. His grievances with the Republic, a system Padme witnessed firsthand in its flawed state, now drive a galaxy to war. Unforeseen consequences realized. The discovery of the clone army, a seemingly benevolent solution to a crisis, carries the undertones of ambitious projects with unforeseen perils, echoing the ill-fated Outbound Flight. The ethical implications and the hidden hand behind their creation hint at dangers beyond the immediate conflict. Escalation of planetary crises. The Separatist movement's strength, vividly portrayed in the Battle of Geonosis, is a direct escalation of the regional tensions as secessionist threats depicted in The Approaching Storm. The Ancien crisis was a harbinger of the widespread fracturing now engulfing the Republic. The weight of personal connections. The burgeoning romance between Anakin and Padme faces the immense pressures of a galaxy at war, highlighting the personal stakes amidst the widespread conflict. Anakin's internal struggles, hinted at in the Phantom Menace novelization, now become a crucial element in the unfolding tragedy. The point of no return. Attack of the Clones marks the definitive end of the Republic as it was. The Clone Wars, directly initiated by the events of this novel, represent the galaxy succumbing to the very darkness that Qui-Gon Jinn sensed in the Phantom Menace, and the systemic weaknesses Padme fought against in the Senate. Understanding Attack of the Clones, therefore, is about recognizing how the preceding novels meticulously lay the groundwork for this galactic conflagration. The seeds of political manipulation, personal disillusionment, and unchecked ambition, sown throughout the narratives from the ancient Sith machinations hinted at in the Darth Bane era to the escalating tensions preceding the Clone Wars, now blossom into devastating reality. The very vulnerabilities and flaws explored in those essential reads become the pathways for the conflict that engulfs the Republic. Ultimately, this intricate web of interconnectedness, where every prior event casts a long shadow, reveals the unseen hand guiding the chaos, Darth Sidious, the mastermind who patiently orchestrated it all. If these deeper dives into the interconnectedness of Star Wars narrative universe has illuminated the richness and depth of these essential reads, be sure to like the video and subscribe for more explorations into the galaxy far, far away. The Clone Wars have begun, and our journey through this vital era is about to ramp up.